As a kid growing up in the river in Tucson, I didn't know it was a river. I just thought it was a wash, a ditch. So when the Heritage Project, which reintroduced effluent water into the dry bed of the Santa Cruz, got turned on in 2019, with the water came all these wildflower species, all these bird species that I'd never seen on the river before, but that were like voluntarily coming back to the space because the water was there. It was like I watched a miracle happen because I look down in the river now and I see a cottonwood tree, and that hasn't been there for 100 years, and I never thought that they could be there. We start off with kind of a little bit of grounding and welcoming, letting the land introduce itself to us, the practice of arrival.
Other things way more relevant to my life than like these Englishmen. Ready, set.
Once we're in there, it's all about fun and curiosity and vulnerability and the hummingbirds that are behind us that I'm watching right now, and it's all of those things. I bring all of the materials that you might want for any type of nature-based engagement on the river. So I bring native seed mix, and I bring chalk if you want to just draw, and I bring, of course, the stewardship stuff like shovels and bags for removing invasive species that are maybe seeding, like bufflegrass or stinknet, but also we bring the picker-uppers to pick up the trash and the microplastics that are getting into the gills of our endangered fish in the Santa Cruz. So there's so many different ways we can do repair work, and the model of the Reconciliation Project is to bring all of those different modalities into one place so that the individual can participate authentically. The Anza Trail wouldn't be here without the Santa Cruz River, and I think that the Anza Trail is just a page and a chapter of the story of the river, and I think it really is a great way of thinking about movement. You know, movement's been happening on the river for thousands of years. Well, this is the ancestral land of the Atam people, their ancestors, the Hohokam. There's many tribes that this land has been ancestral to, including the Yoeme and the Yaqui, who are here too. We still have so many amazing indigenous leaders and community members that have been painstakingly teaching us and holding space for us as we unpack our own settler colonial legacies. With settler colonialism came a divorcing from indigenous ways of understanding place and community. The river is really great because it allows us an opportunity to de-silo some of these social and environmental issues that aren't seen as intersectional, like houselessness, like litter, like invasive species. We unravel these different threads of the story, and we realize that they're all connected to the same thing. The more of an intersectional understanding you have of this place, the better you can advocate and plan for the futures that we're going to be moving into. The impetus of this project was I wanted to look at a wildflower and there was a polar pop on top of it. You know, I was like, I picked up trash as a conduit so that I could get to where I wanted to go. The feeling that I have leaving the river is one of rootedness. You know, it's one of connection and one that makes me feel more held by the land and by the people I share the land with and the non-people I share the land with. I use reconciliation as a term rather than restoration because I think that restoration is a little bit of a fallacy. The Santa Cruz River used to have a mile-wide floodplain, then was a foot deep in most places with cottonwoods that were 70 feet tall on the banks. And, you know, you look around now and obviously the built environment has changed so much that it will never be that exactly again. And so reconciliation is kind of this opportunity for us to think about where we're heading as a community with the land to return to good relation with another, how to move forward and how to heal collectively.